Today, I want to talk about 4 things every yogi needs to know. If you want to create and build a sustainable yoga practice that will last you for the rest of your life, there are some things you're going to need to keep in mind in order for that to happen, in order for your yoga practice to really stick. If you're new to yoga, or maybe you've stepped away from yoga for a while and you're just now finding your way back onto the mat, these are things to remember. And these are things that apply not just on the yoga mat, but also elsewhere in your life. I'm always keenly aware that whatever happens for me on the yoga mat is probably a pretty good indication of what happens for me elsewhere in my life. If I get into my yoga practice or into an asana and I'm impatient or frustrated, or if my self-talk is not good, not loving, not kind and compassionate, chances are that's the exact same way that I'm treating myself elsewhere in life. So what you're cultivating when you're on the mat serves you both in your yoga practice and elsewhere. Starting with the first concept that I want to talk about, which is embrace the awkwardness. Anytime I talk to somebody who says they've never done yoga before, or they've only practiced it once or twice and they weren't really sure if it was for them, my advice is always the same. Embrace the awkwardness. Anytime we're stepping out of our comfort zone and trying something new, there's an awkward time in that. Like, no matter what it is, whether it's learning an asana on the mat, or learning to cook, or play an instrument, or learn a new language, there's always that moment of awkwardness when we're stepping out of our comfort zone. And if we want to stick with anything, we have to get comfortable with and be willing to embrace the awkwardness. The same thing is true on the yoga mat. If you're getting onto the mat for the first time, or you're relatively new to yoga, you're asking your body to do things it hasn't done before or is not quite familiar with. And so, of course, there's going to be some awkwardness. There's going to be muscles that don't quite understand what it is that you want them to do. There's going to be areas that are tight, that are not yet open in the way that you want them to be in order to really get the most out of a particular asana. Okay, the next thing that I really want to bring some attention to is the fact that yoga is for everybody and every body. A lot of people tend to think that they can't do it because they're not flexible. I hear that one a lot. I can't practice yoga, I'm not flexible. To which I always respond, that's why you do yoga. Yoga helps us become more flexible. But I also hear people say, I need to lose weight first before I can practice yoga. Or whatever that reason might be that's keeping somebody from getting onto the mat and really giving yoga a true go, a true try. I think a lot of people are getting confused and intimidated because we see a lot of images out there of really young, skinny, flexible people that are able to contort their bodies in ways that seem completely foreign to us and completely impossible. And one of the things to realize is that's not necessarily what yoga is about. You don't have to ever get yourself into one of those pretzel-like contortionist yoga poses to be practicing yoga. Yoga is for every body and every body type. It's about finding a way to make the practice work for you. There are always modifications that can be made. You can work with yoga props. I have worked with people that have had weight issues, that have had joint issues. I have worked with people that had prosthetic limbs. It really doesn't matter what's going on for somebody. Everybody can find something that they can do or some way that they can make a practice work for them. Even if it's practicing yoga in a chair, there's ways to make it work for you. I actually did an article on a yoga teacher many years ago who had never heard of yoga. She had been in a terrible accident where she broke almost every bone in her body and was told that she would never walk again. She hadn't even heard of yoga at the time. And somebody gave her a book about yoga. She was in her hospital bed, not really able to do anything. And the only thing she was able to do that she started with was breathing. So even if you start with the breath, you're going to get incredible, profound benefits. And then you move from there. Make the practice work for you. Find a way to make yoga work for you. The next thing to think about when you're embarking on a yoga practice is to do your best and let that be enough. So when you're practicing and you're learning and you're embracing that awkwardness in every practice, in every class that you go to, do your best and let that be enough. Don't let your yoga practice be another opportunity to beat yourself up. We do enough of that. We tend to do enough of that. So don't let yoga be another opportunity for that. And again, what happens on the mat is often a reflection of what happens in life. So if you can learn to do your best and let that be enough on your mat, you can probably apply those same principles elsewhere in your life. Hi, go lay down. Good boy. And finally, explore and honor your edge. When you're getting into a yoga practice and you're learning a new asana, you want to find your edge with the pose, what you're comfortable with. I like to call it the sweet spot. It's that perfect balance between effort and surrender, where you can relax into it and breathe. If you can't relax into it and breathe, you're probably trying too hard and need to back off a little bit. So you want to find your edge in whatever it is you're doing, explore it, and honor that edge. Don't be so impatient to move on to the next stage of your practice and development that you don't respect your body, because that's how people tend to get hurt. So explore and honor your edge. And again, the same thing applies in life. If it's true on the mat, it's true in life. So whatever it is you're doing, explore and honor your edge. If you do these things, then you will have a yoga practice and a yoga lifestyle that will last for the rest of your life. Be kind to yourself with your yoga practice. Remember, embrace the awkwardness. Yoga is for everybody and every body. There is always a way to make it work for you. Modify as needed. Do your best and let that be enough. And finally, explore and honor your edge. Again, these concepts are perfect for your yoga practice and everywhere else in life. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope this has been helpful. If it has, please let me know so in the comments section below. And be sure to subscribe to my channel for more videos just like this one. Until next time, namaste.